Bitcoin is a relatively new form of currency that's just beginning to hit the mainstream, but many people still don't understand what it is or why they should make the effort to use it. So how about a little explanation as to why you might want to use Bitcoin? Here are 12 good reasons why it's worth taking the time to get involved in this virtual currency. Top of the list, number 1, it's fast. When you pay a check from another bank into your bank, the bank will often hold that money for several days because it can't really trust that the funds are available. Similarly, international wire transfers can take a long time. Bitcoin transactions, however, are far faster, usually near instantaneous. Number 2, it's cheap. Okay, what's that I hear you say? Yeah, your credit card transactions are instantaneous too. Well, that's true, but your merchant, and possibly you, pay for that privilege big time. Some merchants will charge a fee for debit card transactions too, as they have to pay a swipe fee for fulfilling them. Bitcoin transaction fees are minimal, just pennies in fact. 3. Central governments can't take it away. Remember what happened in Cyprus in March 2013? Yes? No? Well, it doesn't matter, because the fact is that the central bank there wanted to take back uninsured deposits larger than 100,000 to help recapitalise itself, causing huge unrest in the local population. No surprise there. And it originally wanted to take a percentage of deposits below that figure, eating directly into family savings. That simply can't happen with Bitcoin, because the currency is decentralized. You own it, and no one else can simply help themselves to it. No central authority has control, and so a bank can't take it away from you. For those who find their trust in the traditional banking system unraveling, and I know there are many, that's a huge benefit. Number 4, there are no chargebacks with Bitcoin. Once Bitcoins have been sent, they're gone. A person who has sent Bitcoins cannot try to retrieve them without the recipient's consent. This makes it difficult to commit the kind of fraud that we often see with credit cards, where people make a purchase and then contact the credit card company to make a chargeback, knowing full well they made the purchase, effectively then reversing the transaction. 5. Of course, people can't steal your payment information from merchants, critically important. This is a huge benefit. Most online purchases today are made via credit or debit cards. Online forms require you to enter all your secret information, the credit card number, expiry date, CSV number, all into a web form. It's hard to think of a less secure way to do online business. This is why credit card numbers keep getting stolen. Bitcoin transactions, however, don't require you to give up any secret information. Instead, they use 2 keys, a public key and a private one. Anyone can see the public key, which is actually your Bitcoin address, but your private key is secret. When you send a Bitcoin, you sign the transaction by combining your public and private keys together, and this applies a mathematical encryption function to them automatically. A unique certificate is then created that proves the transaction came from you. As long as you don't do anything silly like publishing your private key for everyone to see, you are totally safe. 6. It isn't inflationary, affected by recession, disasters, wars, etc. Now, the problem with regular currency is that governments can print as much of it as they like, and they frequently do. For example, if there are not enough US dollars to pay off the national debt, then the Federal Reserve can simply print more. If the economy is sputtering, then the government can take newly created money and inject it into the economy via a much publicised process known as quantitative easing. This causes the value of a currency to decrease. If you suddenly double the number of dollars in circulation, then that means there are $2 where before obviously there was only one. Someone who had been selling a chocolate bar for $1 will have to double the price to make it worth the same as it was before, because $1 suddenly has only half its value. This is called inflation, of course, and it causes the price of goods and services to increase. Inflation can be difficult to control and can decrease people's buying power. Bitcoin was designed to have a maximum number of coins. Only 21 million will ever be created, and that can never change. This means that after the 21 million are all in circulation, the number of bitcoins won't grow from that point, so inflation won't be a problem. In fact, deflation, where the price of goods and services falls, is more likely in the Bitcoin world. Number 7, it's as private as you want it to be. Sometimes we don't want people knowing what we've purchased. Bitcoin is a relatively private currency. On the one hand, it is totally transparent thanks to the blockchain. Everyone knows how much a particular Bitcoin address holds in transactions if they want to know. They know where those transactions came from and where they're sent. On the other hand, unlike conventional bank accounts, no one knows who holds or owns a particular Bitcoin address. They're just numbers. So people can see that they came from this wallet because of the number to that wallet because of the number, but no one knows who holds and owns that wallet. Many people find this extremely attractive, especially when they don't want certain other people to know how much they actually have or what they are really worth. Number 8, you don't need to trust anyone. In a conventional banking system, you have to trust people to handle your money properly along the way. You have to trust the bank, for example. You might have to trust, in addition, a third-party payment processor. You'll often have to trust the merchant too. These organizations demand important, sensitive pieces of information from you. Because Bitcoin is entirely decentralized, you don't need to trust anyone at all when using it. When you send a transaction, it is digitally signed and secure. A networked miner linked to the blockchain will verify it, and then the transaction is completed. The merchant need not even know who you are unless you've arranged to tell them. Number 9, you own it. There is no other electronic cash system in the world in which your account isn't owned by someone else. Take PayPal, for example. If the company decides for some reason that your account has been misused, it has the power to freeze all of the assets held in the account without even consulting you. Keywords there: company decides it's been misused. It matters not if it's actually true or false, they've just decided. It's then down to you to jump through whatever hoops they deem necessary to get it cleared so that you can access your own funds. With Bitcoin, you own the private key and the corresponding public key that makes up a Bitcoin address. No one can take that away from you. Number 10, you can create your own money if you want to. Seriously, you can. In spite of the amazing advances in Home Office colour printing technology, most national governments take a fairly dim view of you producing your own money. Bet you didn't know that. With Bitcoin, however, it is encouraged. You can certainly buy Bitcoins on the open market, but you can also mine your own if you have enough computing power. After covering your initial investment in equipment and electricity, mining Bitcoins is simply a case of leaving the machine switched on and the software running. And who wouldn't like their computer to earn them money while they sleep? Don't worry, mining Bitcoin is covered somewhere else. 11. You can pay anyone anywhere in the world instantly from your PC or smartphone without losing money on currency transaction fees or any other fees. They receive their money in seconds, at the most in a few minutes. So for example, you want to pay someone in Australia, that would take about 30 seconds with tiny transaction fees. Neat, huh? Number 12, you can have a savings type account which can outstrip any other type of savings being offered by any institution. As an example, if you'd bought one Bitcoin a year ago, as I'm actually speaking, it would have cost you about $250 US. The price currently stands at $650 US. We can't see into the future, of course, as far as pricing and value is concerned, but I don't know of any other savings or investment that could give you even 10% of that sort of return. And the funny thing is, the government simply don't know how much you have made. So there you are, 12 very good reasons Why? You might